It's good to have you join us on AD4TV Radio Weekly Review, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. I am Merciful Ajinomo. The Executive Secretary, Tertiary Education Trust Fund Nigeria, Professor Suleiman Elias Bogoro, last Thursday in Abuja, refuted the claims by a cross-section of the media in Nigeria, particularly the publications in The Punch and The Guardian newspapers of 4th March 2020, where he was reported to have said that the former president of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, illegally withdrew the sum of 359 billion naira from the organization's coffers before leaving office. The executive secretary was reported to have said this while responding to questions after his briefing to Nigeria's House of Representatives Committee on Tertiary Education during its oversight visit to the fund. Bogoro, while rejecting the media report, however, confirms that money was released to the federal government as loan from the education pool account at the central bank with proper documentation and not from TED Fund's account, as reported in the media. He gave the breakdown of the borrowed sums as follows: 2013, 263.99 billion naira; 2017, 58 billion naira; 2018, 40 billion naira. He confirmed that a sum of 10 billion naira out of the 263.99 billion borrowed in 2013, however, has been refunded since 2016 to the education pool account in the Central Bank of Nigeria by the federal government.
Not as if the money disappeared. The fact that it was used for some other purposes. But when some people call it stolen, missing, that is unfair. When the former president was leaving, we impressed on him to ensure that the federal government acknowledged that that money had been taken from us. Because each time anybody scrutinizes our books, they say, where is this amount? The money wasn't there. And if TED Fund did not explain how it was taken, then it is simple that we're the one that stole it. But we couldn't have stolen it, let me say this, because that money is actually taken from what we call the education pool account, that we are not even signatories. But I think I mentioned that 2 days ago, that we are not even signatories. So we can't even take that money from that account. It's only when it is moved to our intervention account in CBN, and then we are notified that so much has been collected by FIRS and posted to us that we can utilize it.
The executive secretary explains the effort made by the Jonathan's administration as well as the present government towards ensuring that all the borrowed monies are paid back by the federal government.
President Jonathan, before he left, he wrote and indicated that it is loaned by federal government and it will be refunded. Then immediately President Buhari came in 2015. We communicated that approval, that it was a loan, so that it is acknowledged. Otherwise, again, the new government could have said, where is that money? And if there is no acknowledgement by the former president, then it will be like, again, TED Fund will be the first to be asked for it. So it's a very complicated, but thank God there are documents to support where the money is, or how the money was taken out. And that is exactly what happened. And President Buhari, in fact, expeditiously endorsed that federal government should refund that money.
He says TED Fund is operating an open door policy and all the financial records of the organization are up to date.
I say TED Fund, we have no reason to hide anything. Indeed, we have nothing to hide because we have a tradition. We are doing our best to ensure that our books are open. And that is why today, in this country, we are one of the few agencies that our audited accounts are up to date every year. There is no other way to demonstrate transparency and openness in making available our detailed and accounts.
Professor Bogoro therefore appealed to the general public to ignore the publications in The Punch, The Guardian newspapers, and other media outlets, including in social media, on this issue, stating that he was misrepresented as no TED Fund money is stolen or missing. To commemorate this year's International Women's Day, the Nigerian Ministry of Women Affairs, in collaboration with its partners, last Thursday in Abuja, had a walk from Eagle Square to the National Center for Women Development. The walk ended with a symposium on intergenerational dialogue to promote women's rights and social justice. The Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Talon, while speaking to newsmen at the end of the walk, said that the struggle for gender equality continues until men realize that they can't do without women, as she appeals that men recognize the special role of motherhood in women. The minister stated that under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, the Ministry of Women Affairs is bridging gender gaps to meet the needs of almost 100 million female population of Nigeria.
The struggle continues. We will not rest on our horse. We are trusting and believing that very soon, the men will realize that they cannot do it without the women. I am appealing. I'm using this medium with a loud voice to appeal to our men to realize that special role of motherhood in a woman. A woman is a mother, a woman is a wife, a woman is a sister, a woman is a daughter.
Under the leadership of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, we are changing the narrative as we'll continue to advocate to bridge gender gaps across many sectors to meet the needs of almost 100 million female population of this country.
The Nigerian Minister of Health, Osagi Ehanire, pledged his support to the activities of women in the struggle for gender equality, while congratulating the women on the celebration of the International Women's Day. The minister made this statement at a symposium organized by the Ministry of Women Affairs to commemorate the International Women's Day last Thursday in Abuja, Nigeria, while he condemned all forms of violence against women.
I want to congratulate you all on the International Women's Day and to let you know that we strongly support the development of women's activities, the drive for equal opportunities and parity in everything that's going on. I would particularly also abhor violence of any type against women, particularly sexual violence, which other laws are criminal.
Violence against women, particularly intimate partner violence and sexual violence, is a major public health problem and a violation of women's human rights. According to the World Health Organization global estimate, about 35% of women worldwide have experienced either physical or psychological violence in their lifetime. To this regard, Mariam Omeza and Eloho Enyowo, who are both lawyers, spoke to our correspondent in Abuja, Nigeria, on the channels victims should follow in order to get justice, while citing instances of some cases of women battering and rape that were won by the victims.
At any point in time where you encounter any form of violence, be beaten, please talk to someone. You can talk to a neighbor that can take you to the police station. FIDA Nigeria is here. There are also other CSOs that work, in these areas that can also help you access justice.
One of worth mentioning is the one in High Court in Jabi recently, where a minor was raped, and we were able to secure justice for the victim. The act was brought, the offense was brought under the Child Rights Act, and the punishment was life imprisonment. We have also secured convictions on wife battery.
Okemute Olori, an advocate for women, has called on women who are going through any form of assault to speak out and not die in silence. While speaking to our correspondent in Abuja, Nigeria last Monday, she pointed out some of the damages and effects this causes to women and how it also affects children at the long run.
When the inevitable happens, nobody will know the story because you are not alive to tell your own part of the story. Start speaking out. There's nothing wrong if you're in an abusive marriage to just move out a bit and let the issue be settled. When you battering, of course, physical ones, you see the marks. Some of them leave very everlasting marks on the individual. You also have a case where women become very rigid and frigid because of the experience they've had in abuse. You also have a situation where they're emotionally beaten. You live in constant fear because of the experiences you've had. You begin to, some of them become very reserved. But the ultimate is death. It does affect the children. Some of them grow up and become hostile themselves.
You're watching AD4 TV Radio Weekly Review. We'll go on a short break now. Up next, 5,652 Nigerian youths complete the one-year compulsory National Youth Service Scheme. Nigerian medical practitioner warns against self-medication and reactions to divorce by Nigerians. More stories when we return. Do stay. Do you have a ceremony or an occasion you want covered? If yes, contact us to give you unparalleled services on our TV, radio, via YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We also have an outdoor garden facility to cater for all your ceremonies, such as birthdays, reunions, receptions, etc. Our rates are modest and customer-friendly. Please visit us at number 3, plot 833, Emmanuel Aguna Crescent, Jabi, Abuja, FCT, Nigeria. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: +234 80 80 87 4444, +234 90 555 62 444, +234 702 033 3444. AD4TV Radio, reliable and credible. Learn on the go. Many thanks for staying. It was an exciting experience last Thursday at the Old Parade Ground in Abuja, Nigeria, where 5,652 members of the National Youth Service Corps Batch 8 2019 who have completed their one-year compulsory national service were presented with their certificates of participation, where 3 corps members were awarded for their hard work and extraordinary character in the course of their service year. 64 faulted and would be facing punishment for their offences, and 11 corps members sadly lost their lives. The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Shaibu Ibrahim, in a speech advised corps members to be patriotic and shun every act that would tarnish their image and that of the country, wishing them the best of luck in all their endeavours. Our correspondent spoke to a few of the corps members on how their journey through the course of their service year was, the challenges they faced, and what they look forward to, and here is what they have to say.
I have received the Minister's Honorary Award. The period of my service, it was sweet, but then somewhat challenging. But today I'm so excited. It was a wonderful experience. Even I don't feel like removing this cloth. I don't feel like stop serving the fatherland.
The NYC, it was easy from the beginning, but towards the end, it was not funny, but thank God.
Thank God I'm done with my service here today. It has been a very great experience. And at the same time, the award I received today, I believe is a blessing from God.
Self-medication is a behavior by which an individual uses a substance to self-administer treatment for physical or psychological ailment, which has become almost like a norm amongst people across the globe, irrespective of their ages. The most recognized abuse is the self-medication by people who use over-the-counter drugs to treat assumed ailment without consulting and obtaining prescription from a medical practitioner. Dr. Aloba Babatunde of a health maintenance organization in Abuja, Nigeria, spoke to our correspondent last Tuesday on the dangers of self-medication and preferred steps to take to mitigate it.
Medical professionals worldwide will always discourage self-medication. If you have any form of complaints, conditions that you feel it's not your usual self, please and please seek medical counsel from a trained personnel. We have a lot of platforms now that are being opened up with the increase in technological advancement. We have things like chat rooms where you can actually reach out to us, to medical practitioners. You don't necessarily have to go to their hospital, right? Because there are some conditions that with clinical symptoms or clinical questions that are being answered by clients, you can actually figure out or have a very deep insight to what is happening.
Divorce is a legal action between married people to terminate their marriage relationship, and the only action that ends a marriage before the death of either spouse. With the divorce rate across the globe, most persons have different reasons for divorce, and this vary from one place to the other. Our correspondent last Wednesday spoke with some people on this, and this is what they said.
The cause of divorce is insincerity. You see, both parties tend not to be sincere. You know, you just see a woman, you're liking her because of her shape and the others. Because they are not sincere, at the end of it, when they are married, lots will gradually be unveiled, and both of them may not be able to cope from there. So basically, is inability to be sincere at the beginning of a relationship.
There are many causes of divorce, but I will just mention just like two. The first is lack of good communication between spouse. Then the second one is infidelity.
Being rushed into marriage is one of the leading cases. So you see, couples don't prepare, don't know each other, or might even have like the different perspectives of life.
In the struggle for fame and recognition in the world of football, players work tirelessly daily to build that fame for themselves, walking through the struggles and challenges that comes with it. Football is a sport that has evolved over the years and has also come to stay. It is generally accepted by a lot of people around the globe. Our correspondent spoke to a few upcoming male and female footballers on their struggles and what they look forward to through the course of their trainings in the game. Listen to this.
And I believe myself, even though this thing doesn't work out for me, I still have plans on my own. But I'm playing football for passion, not for money.
Like, what been easy so far? Like, as a female footballer, we face so many challenges. Like, not being supported from your parents or friends. We face so many challenges like money, all these things.
Football has always been my passion. I love playing football. Football gives me joy, it keeps me going, but it's not really easy playing football in Nigeria. In Africa, yeah, football is not really regarded.
I'm playing for passion to go to Europe, but not that I don't have the money to afford myself, but I believe in God that within 3-4 years I will be in Europe, and I try possible best to achieve greater heights and make those names that JJ Okocha made, and to be one of them.
One of the challenges I normally face as a footballer, most Africans, especially most of our African parents, don't really value a female child playing football, because they always believe maybe you won't get married or something, or maybe you might not just take care of your family, or you just become awkward or wayward.
In commemoration of Women's History Month 2020 this March, AD4TV Radio is recognizing and honoring some of the world's greatest female inventors as a mark of respect. Today we pay tribute to the following. Nancy Johnson, who invented the hand-cranked ice cream maker in 1843, which is still in use today. Stephanie Kwolek, who invented the Kevlar, a synthetic fiber which is 5 times stronger than steel, in 1964, used for the production of bicycle tires, tennis rackets, racing sails, body armor, frying pans, musical instrument, bulletproof vest, and several other items. Patricia Bath, who was the first African-American female doctor to have a medical patent, invented the laser-phaco probe for cataract treatment in 1986. Kapinga Mikalu, who invented the mirror microscope system for saliva testing in 1990. The list cannot be exhausted, and we will continue with this tribute in our subsequent bulletins. Please join the conversation on our social media platforms at AD4TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. That's it on AD4TV Radio Weekly Review, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. You can join the conversation on our website, www.ad4tvradio.com. You can also like and subscribe to our YouTube page at AD4TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Merciful Ajinomo.